That's going to do it for Summer Game Fest, our live showcase. But that is not the end of Summer Game Fest. Stay tuned this weekend for updates on many more games during SGF Play Days, a hands-on event for media here in Los Angeles, including Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, as well as the Xbox and Bethesda showcase on Sunday.
If you're a fan of Cyberpunk 2077, this weekend might be one of the most important in the game's history. Now, that's a little bit of a hyperbole, but make no mistake, this weekend, with all the game announcements and getting officially more details on Phantom Liberty, is huge. Now, of course, CDPR has already begun setting up their teams for what is likely a Cyberpunk sequel, but make no mistake, if during SGF Playdays, the media reviews of Phantom Liberty come out sounding more like what happened post-launch instead of, the positivity that's been surrounding the game ever since Edgerunners and then the next-gen update, it's going to be a problem for CDPR. Now, putting away that spicy introduction, I will say if you're a fan of Cyberpunk, you had to come away from Summer Games Fest stream today, or rather yesterday, feeling a little disappointed. We didn't get a trailer, but we do know that it is going to be available for the media to play at SGF Playdays. So we're likely going to see videos from your favorite content creators and also articles from news outlets coming out over the weekend. I'd say, I don't know how long it'll take, but at the very least early next week. With that in mind, all eyes have to now turn to Sunday, June 11th at the Xbox Showcase, where CDPR is scheduled to show off footage. I don't know if it's going to be gameplay, a story trailer, a mix of both, but this is going to be the most information we've gotten about Phantom Liberty since the DLC has been announced. Now, for many, myself included, we were disappointed that, support for Cyberpunk is basically going to end after the DLC, that there's only going to be one DLC, and then they're going to start moving on to the next project. Disappointed, understanding, but definitely disappointed. So with that in mind, everyone's looking at what Phantom Liberty is going to be. Now, CDPR has done a good job, I would say, at trying to fix what is kind of at its heart a broken game, so there's only so much they can do. Others, myself included, would argue there are some areas where they could have done more, but with what has been put out there so far about the DLC, it is shaping up to be more of a standalone expansion. Calling it a DLC almost feels a little misleading. It's a standalone expansion. It's not going to be like the patches we've had in the past. It's not going to be like, the free DLC we've gotten. This is going to be a full expansion. And it's kind of at this point, okay, let's see what you've been cooking up in quiet this whole time. Because while the patches were good and they've, slowly been chipping away at issues in the game, there's other issues that patches just can't fix, such as changing choices in the game or incorporating the side characters more. Those really aren't things you can only do but so much with patches. But in an expansion, you can bring back characters, you can introduce characters, you can add a whole lot more than just, bug fixes, basically. And I should clarify that, it's not that they can't do those things. It's just that, post game, that was never going to be a thing. Obviously, modders have shown that, you can add these elements into the game. But with that said, I do think more than the patches, Cyberpunk Edgerunners kind of reminded everyone that this world of Cyberpunk has amazing stories to be told within it, and it made people want to play more in that world. It's just that when they go back to the game, it's fun. I've been enjoying a second replay recently on PC, but it's still just not giving you everything you want, or you can't do everything that you wanted to be able to do. In that sense, I do think while, they're kind of going with a spy thriller theme, so it's not exactly going to be like the base game, but I do think that Phantom Liberty has to give us a little bit of that promise, that we first hoped for. It has to kind of show us what to look forward to with Cyberpunk 2, because, now it's been a few years, 3 years now, 2.5 years. I think, a lot of people, a lot of fans are willing to be forgiving. I do think if they come out again and it's disappointing, if it's, I would hope it is not buggy. That's like, I would like to think they learned that lesson at the very least. But I do think if there's any kind of repeat of what happened with the initial launch, I'm not sure fans will be as forgiving, or at the very least, just on a basic consumer level, I don't know that they'll be as eager for the sequel if, this ends up not being what we want it to be. Now, with that said, I do think they will deliver. I'm hoping they will deliver. I do think they will. And I'm hoping Sunday we're going to get an awesome trailer. It's going to get us all hyped up. And hopefully at the end of its cycle, which not really the end, because if you're lucky enough to have it on PC and have a PC that can run it, the modding community is well and alive. But hopefully we can at least close the Cyberpunk chapter on a good note and look forward to whatever comes next. So this was just kind of me rambling my thoughts. What do you guys think? Are you excited for the DLC? Are you looking forward to Sunday? Do you have faith that they'll be able to pull it off? Leave a comment, leave a like. See you guys next time.